use of plastic, aluminium, chrome, paper. We design whatever product we are going to design. These products should be less in size, less in volume and weight, so that we can easily transport and we can have easily space to accommodate this in the lab. Whatever system we are going to design, that should be a less power consumption, so that we are basically environment friendly. So we are making products which consume less energy. So this is all about basic introduction about the ScienTech. So our logo and the reason is like good life with ScienTech. So we are into the basically four different domains where we have industry, health, education, and environment. So these are our four working pillars where the ScienTech is. Now let's come to the agenda. What we are going to discuss in these two sessions. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the introduction of IoT, introduction and the different uh, the definition of this Internet of Things. Then we cover IoT applications and the sensor which is used in the different IoT applications. Then IoT building blocks, architecture of this IoT, different protocol stacks of this IoT, what are the different communication models in IoT we are using. Some of the things which is related to the cloud, because most of the things when we are talking about the electronics people, they don't know much about this cloud thing. So our basic discussion about cloud, what is cloud and how you can take your own account of cloud, and then how you can manage your data on cloud. So that will give, I'll give you the live demonstration of this cloud. Then we'll discuss about some building blocks or devices, application tools like Arduino and Python. Then some of the case studies which we have deployed in real field by using this IoT technology. We'll discuss few available solutions which we have to learn and explore this IoT and this artificial intelligence also. So that we will discuss today. And then question and answer round we will have whatever the discussion we are going to have. So let's start with this. First of all, that everybody knows that population is growing, and by 2050 we are going to be at 10 billion people. So the major concern of this growing population is food. The world need to produce more than produce 70% more food in 2050 in order to feed these 10 billion people. So that is the major concern. So how do we feed them? What is the solution for feeding and growing more need this food by 70%, which we need by 2050? So what is the solution for that? So there is a solution which is called as precision agriculture. By this precision agriculture, how we can achieve this? What are the different parameters, and how we can get the more crop by using this innovative technologies, which is precision agriculture. So it's a basically data-driven technology where we can analyze the different parameters which we are getting from the field. Field in the terms of, if we are talking about agriculture, then it should be relevant with the agriculture field. So there are some key technologies like if we are going to implement this precision agriculture, then we should know about this variable rate technology, GPS soil sampling, remote sensing, and then we should have knowledge of some GPS guided autonomous vehicle, that is drone or robotics in terms of various application in agriculture. Drone we can use as a sprinkler, a robot we can use as a weed cutter. So there are different technologies or terminologies which is involved to make this precision agriculture. So why we want to work on this precision agriculture? Because there are some concerns relevant with the agriculture. In Indian agriculture, we have some major concerns relevant with like soil organic matter. Nowadays, this organic soil or carbon is getting very low. So that is the one problem. Imbalance of fertilizer use. Farmers are not aware about how we can use the proper fertilizer. Then there is a declination in the nutrients use of efficiency and crop production ratio. So that is one concern area. Lack of awareness of the farmers, because they don't know about how much we need to give water, how much quantity we need to give the fertilizer, then how we can get the better crop. So that is the concern area. Poor crop management is again a major concern area, because we don't know how most of the farmers, they don't know about their crop and their proper nutrient balance. So because there are various kind of nutrients deficiency, some are relevant with the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, and there are some micronutrients also there. So these are all are the major area where we can work on this Indian agriculture, and we can provide some solutions to make our own precision agriculture things. There are some good initiative taken by the Indian government also, like Prime Minister logo is per drop more crop. So that is one motto which is relevant with the irrigation. Then double farmer income by 2022. That is again one slogan from the Prime Minister. There are some already made projects which is running on by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and some which is relevant with the precision agriculture and the smart agriculture, like pollution monitoring and the evaluation system, National Center for Medium Range and Weather Forecasting Center, soil health management system. They are day by day they are taking the data from the different location, and they are collecting the samples from the soil, and they are doing analysis what kind of soil we have in the different regions, so that we are mapping with the help of different or these new technologies. Then the climate change is again an important. This will play an important role in the agriculture, because nowadays you can see the environment is very good polluted, and that we are not having the proper rain somewhere, some location. So the climate changes play an important role in the agriculture. So we some of the things are some of the project which is relevant with this climate change to make our agriculture sustainable. If we are talking about this market analysis, so in this agriculture, we have a global market of around $5.9 billion. And if we are talking about this growth rate of global market, that is 12%, which is going to be by 2021. And if we are talking about, if you are using this precision agriculture, then you will get the benefit of 18% annual increase in your profit. So we can say opportunity is huge by using this precision agriculture. So how we can get the more crop by implementing this precision agriculture technology in agriculture. So the main technology behind this precision agriculture is Internet of Things. Because in precision agriculture, we are going to manage our complete production cycle of your crop, from the crop basic starting to finish selling your product in terms of food or fruit. So the technology is Internet of Things, but how it can help? So basically, why we are going to use this IoT in agriculture? So there are a few points which going to be help in this. This we can get like first point is we have seen like population is going to increase by 10 billion by 2050. So how this IoT can help? So with this IoT techniques, we can enhance the productivity, and we can enhance the quality of the food. So that can be create impact on this agriculture. And then second point is effect of climate change will have greater impact on agriculture. Again, that is important aspect. So how IoT can give you the benefit of preventing this by this climate change. So IoT based method provides improved irrigation techniques and help decide the right quantity and the right time for water. So with this, you can manage your irrigation system. You can give the proper water supply to your plants whenever it is needed in the proper quantity. So with this, you can get the resource optimization, and you can get the more crop. So that is one advantage we can get by using this IoT. There are few studies, and they have indicated that there are improvisation of in agriculture by using these modern techniques over past centuries. So IoT give major leap to the direct benefit of technology and information. And then automation has been the main driver in the meeting the rise demand in the agriculture. So again, whenever we need, we are also listening about this industry 4.0. Like industry 4.0, we have agriculture 4.0, where we can have various automation things which is relevant with this agriculture sector, like we are having drone technology, we are having proper sensors to measure the different parameters of agriculture. We are having different method of irrigation. We are having different sensors to measure the soil temperature, soil moisture, and then soil carbon. So these are the things which will help to get the better crop or produce more crop by using this IoT technology. So first, we need to understand what is IoT. Is already in your previous lectures you have discussed about this IoT. What is IoT? But I have some different definitions which is similar to IoT, but which is relevant with some agriculture and smart city. So the Internet of Things is a thing where you can connect different objects with they can have the capability of capturing data from surroundings, and then you can transmit your data which you have collected from the environment to your internet. So if I want to make this remote as a IoT enable, so how you can say what are the different two things which we need to put give in this remote? First is sensing capability. So your device should have any kind of sensor which can sense or sniff parameter from environment. So sensing is the one capability, and second is communication. So if you give these two things in any device, that device become IoT enabled device. You have sensing capability and you have the communication capability. With this, you can communicate your data to one location, like that can be cloud or that can be local server with the help of internet. So that is the basic definition of this IoT. So if you have any device you have and you have the capability of sensing and communication, then it becomes the IoT enabled devices. So there are different sectors where this IoT is involved to make all these solutions as a smart solutions. Like healthcare is an important aspect, energy, building automation, retail chain is again an important where this IoT plays an important role. Agriculture again it is important, and we as a Scientech we are also working in the agriculture sector, and we India is an agriculture country, so we should focus on this agriculture, and we can get the benefit of this IoT by using making this as a smart agriculture or precision agriculture. Then security is again an important aspect. This IoT we can utilize different sensors, and we can make any premises, your factory, your office, your home. So security, home automation, again education is there. So like nowadays now online learning, online these are the example of Internet of Things. Transportation is another application area where we can implement this IoT. So smart transportation is again smart factory in terms of Industry 4.0, where we have all the four different building blocks of Industry 4.0. So these are the different building blocks and these application areas of IoT by which we can make all this solution as a smart solutions. Now we go into the basic definition of IoT. Like previously, we were communicating with each other by using internet. Like you are having Google Talk, Gmail. These are the different media of communication with people, where you can exchange your information by using mail, by using MMS, or by using text. So that is the mode of communication by using internet. So we can say it's internet of people, where people are connected with each other by using internet. But nowadays, the device or thing is a device which you can connect with the internet, and they can talk each other without any human interface. So that becomes the Internet of Things, where they can share their information over internet by getting data from the sensors, and they can get their current status. They can store the data and they can forward data to cloud. So that we call as the Internet of Things. Basically, this Internet of Things is a combination of these three different things. First of all, if we are going to make any IoT-enabled devices, or we are talking about this Internet of Things, then we should know about the sensors. So sensor is an important aspect. The second, which we have discussed, like connectivity. So connectivity in terms of communication, like where you can transmit your data from different communication models or communication mediums, wireless, wired. So the second part is connectivity. Then third is people and process. So after getting data from the sensors, you have connectivity of data transmission from one location to another location. And then whenever you have this all collected data at one centralized location, that is cloud, where you can do some processing, you can do some analytics, you can perform some operations, you can generate some events, alarms. So that can give the benefit to the people, where people can get direct data from the sensor and they can make decisions, they can get the information of the current situation or at any process. So it's basically IoT is a combination of all these things where we can get the benefit by using sensors, connectivity, and processes. If we discuss about the common architecture of this IoT, so yesterday somebody told about this A side, and the sir Vaibhav Nema sir told about this cloud side things where we can implement this. Sorry, user side where we can implement machine learning and deep learning. So in a common architecture of IoT, there are three different sectors: edge side, cloud side, and the user side. So at edge side, we have things which we have already discussed, like any device, your pen, your tube light, any any device which can be called as a thing, and we should have some capability of radio communication, local radio communication in terms of Zigbee, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LoRa, and there should be some gateway. So in the edge side, we have these three different parameters, things, radio communication in the gateway. So gateway is having both the connectivity. It should have the connectivity with the thing by using any radio communication, local or PAN network. And then we have internet connectivity with our cloud side. So this gateway acts as a bridge between these things and the cloud side. So what are the different parameters inside and outside? So cloud, what you can do, you can store the data, whatever data we are getting from this thing. You can store this data, you can do the investigation, you can store this data, you can do some processing, and then you can visualize whatever data we are getting. So that you can make by using cloud side. So then after doing this analysis processing, you have to generate some reports that can give the benefit to the user. So at user side, what you have applications where dashboards where you can get the real-time graphs, historical data, different analysis, events, alarm. So this IoT basically involves these three different segments, where edge side we can have hardware measure, and then cloud side we have software kind of thing where we have provision of analysis, visualization, processing, and then again user side we have application softwares. With this you can get the information of your process. So basically IoT is an independent communication between objects that help to optimize operation. Whatever operation or whatever process we have to optimize its operation. We have to reduce the cost, and the most important is boost the productivity and improve lives. So that is the motto of this IoT. With this, you can whatever process or whatever application you are going to build that gives you the benefit in terms of productivity and cost reduction, and it will improve your life. Now this is a small picture, like पुराने फिल्म में हमने देखा हुआ कि जो रामसे ब्रदर्स की मूवीज होती थी, हॉरर मूवीज होती थी, तो हॉन्टेड हाउस रहता था, हम जैसे इंटर करते थे गेट ऑटोमेटिक खुल जाता था, लाइट ब्लिंक होने लगती थी. So that was the previous thing. Now, but by using this smart IoT, everything is automated. You can control your light, fan, TV remote, door. Just click on one button. So if anybody enter now in a door in any house, so we can say it is not a haunted house. So it's a smart home basically, where you can control all the things by using remote. So some of the other application area of this IoT, like wearable technology, healthcare, smart appliances. So in that you can get the details about the different processes which is going in this domain. Like in healthcare, we can deploy or implant some sensor on patient, so we can get the different data or different parameters from the human body, and then we can report to the doctor, or we can store the data at cloud the analysis on the real time. We have some wearable technology devices you can wear on your wrist, and then you can get the different parameters which is relevant with the pulse rate, heart rate, your blood pressure, that you can get from this wearable technology. Smart appliances, like if I go to the next slide, that is relevant with the biomedical, where in this slide you can see one person which is having different sensors like motion sensor, ECG. So it is connected with cloud by using any mode of communication, internet mode of communication. And at cloud side, you have the data storage capability, and then you can generate the report. So your hospital, you can get the report, and you can also view all the data on your mobile phone. So it's a definition of people connected with the things. And then next, if we have another example which is relevant with the uh, automation in the field of like car is connected with the different sensors, and all the sensors are connected with the cloud, and they are communicating with each other, and they are generating the reports to get the details. Like if your car is at the time of service and you don't know, you don't aware about this thing, so automatically car get generate an alarm on you, book your car at the service station, like which is the time to get your car service. So you just take care of this, and you can by using this get the information of
Sorry,
different
sir.
locations like petrol pump station, service station, so that you can get the things connected with cloud, or we can say it's communicated by using cloud between these things to things. So, like in this picture, what I'm going to tell you about the curse and the blessing of this IoT. Like if you have your fridge is IoT enabled, then it will give you the events and alarms. Like right now, there is no milk in your fridge, so you just it will generate an event, or it will send you an SMS like don't forget to buy milk whenever you return from your office. Otherwise, you won't get milk. So that is the benefit by using this IoT. You get the lots of things are getting reduced in your home. But sometimes it gives you some problems, like this device. If suppose this device is IoT enabled, and some heavy person will stand on this device, so it will give you like your weight is 110 kg. So just give me $50. Otherwise, I will give that your weight is 110 kg. So like this kind of things will going to be happen in this IoT. कि कोई मोटा आदमी खड़ा हो गया है, आप उसको टेंशन हो गया है, वो बोल रहा है कि आप $50 डालो इसके अंदर, अदरवाइज मैं ट्वीट कर दूंगी कि आपका नाम ये है और आपका वेट इतना है. So that is the curse of this IoT technology. I'll discuss another definition of this IoT, like it's a anytime communication, any place communication, and anything communication. So it's a three-dimensional definition of this IoT, from any time, any place, connectivity for anyone. So we will have now connectivity to anything.
अच्छा ऐसा हो सकता है क्या, मतलब
On the move.
जैसे क्लास 19 का आया, एक बार दिखाना है सर.
Pardon?
सर रेवाती सर का क्या है, माइक है ना ओपन है, दैट्स व्हाई योर ऑडियो इज ड्रॉपिंग. उनको मैसेज भी कर दिया है, लेकिन वो शायद ध्यान नहीं दे पा रहे हैं. मिस्टर रेवाती रमन देवांगा.
ये जो दो अलग-अलग रो में ना, क्लास 19 और क्लास 20, तो एक ही कॉलम में लेना है, दो अलग-अलग कॉलम में लेना.
Anyways, we'll move ahead. If we are talking about IoT, so in the third, in this three dimension,
जितने भी कॉलम है उनको सॉर्ट करना उनके वैल्यू के अकॉर्डिंग, डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर. हाँ
राजीव सर, आप नीमा सर से बात कर लीजिए, वो रेवाती सर का माइक है ना अनम्यूट हो जाए.
पहला कॉलम में ये पूरा आना चाहिए. एक मिनट मैं इनको कॉल लगाता हूं.
hello, Jayava sir. सर लगा रहे हैं फोन, वैभव सर बता दिए हमको।
सर ओके सर।
हाँ फिर डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए। कोई नहीं, जो एक्सेल है ना उसमें 2 कॉलम देना, ठीक है, एक में एट्रीब्यूट रहेगा और दूसरे में उसकी काउंट्स रहेंगे, ठीक। अब उसको करना डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्टिंग, काउंट के अकॉर्डिंग। तो जो सबसे ज्यादा, हाँ डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्टिंग करना। तो सबसे टॉप में ज्यादा काउंट वाले आएंगे। एक मिनट, एक कॉल आ रहा है बाहर। हेलो
सर आप ये बाकी सब कीजिए।
ओके सर जस्ट वेट सर।
Okay, so thank you, Vaibhav sir. Okay, so we are discussing about this the three-dimensional definition of this IoT. Like we have now anytime communication either on the move, on the daytime or in the night time. So anytime communication we are having, any place communication. Either you have deploy your device at outdoor, indoor, or at computer. You have some process. So any place of communication is there. Anything communication like in between computer to computer, human to human communication is possible. Machine to machine communication is possible. Human to machine communication is possible. So anything can communicate with each other by using this IoT technology. So it's a definition of three-dimensional IoT. Another definition, if we can look what is IoT, like whatever device you are having, you should first of all there is a collect. So collect is an important thing. So in collect, you have first of all there are some sensors. With this you can collect the data, collect the information, collect the different parameters of any process. Then you have to communicate. So after collecting this data, you have to communicate by means of any mode of communication, internet or local communication. And then you have to analyze that data, whatever data you have collected. You have to do the analysis of that data, whether that data is useful or what kind of data is that, what is the process and how we can deal that. After analyzing that, you have to act. Suppose we are having some application relevant with the agriculture, where we are getting data from soil moisture, for example, moisture. So whenever the moisture is low, after analysis we getting know that there are different sensors, and then we have low moisture level. Then we have to act. We have to act in terms of we have to switch on the pump. So that this is the basic definition of C square A square. If you can this you can easily remember C square A square, like collect, communicate, and analyze and act. So that is IoT basically. So the main important aspect of this data is in IoT we are deploying different billions of devices in a process. So we are getting huge number of data. So whether this data, how we can make this data as an important data, or we can convert this data into wisdom. So for example, there is one story. जैसे अकबर और बीरबल का दरबार होता है, वहां पर काफी दरबार में बहुत सारे अकबर के साथी होते हैं, जो जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना कि हर ऑफिस में एक बंदा जो होता है वो बॉस का एक चहेता होता है। जैसे बीरबल जो है वो अकबर का एक चहेता सिपाही है, उसका चहेता मेंबर है। सो वो क्यों होता है चहेता, उसका क्या रीजन है? सो इसका एक एग्जांपल है कि एक बार क्या होता है, अकबर का दरबार लगा होता है, वहां पर काफी लोग रहते हैं। तो एक उनके घर के सामने से एक बहुत शोर शराबा होता है, कुछ चीज निकलती है। तो अकबर बोलता है अपने एक साथी एक मेंबर को कि जाओ देख के आओ कि बाहर क्या हो रहा है। तो बंदा जाता है, देख के आता है, बोलता है कि बाहर एक बारात जा रही है, बस। So that is basically a data. We can say it's a data कि अकबर ने किसी को भेजा, उसने जाके पता कर दिया कि वो क्या है, तो उसने बता दिया कि एक बारात जा रही है। बट यही चीज जब अकबर बीरबल को बोलता है कि आप जाके देख के आओ, बताओ क्या चीज है, तो बीरबल जाता है, थोड़ी देर में लौट के जब आता है उसको बोलता है अकबर को कि बाहर एक बारात जा रही है, वो शर्मा जी के लड़के की बारात है, शर्मा जी के लड़के की शादी हो रही है, कुछ यहाँ पर 100 बाराती लगभग होंगे, उसमें काफी अच्छा गाना उन्होंने यूज किया हुआ है और ये गाना बज रहा है उसके अंदर, और 5 से 10 मिनट के अंदर वो बारात हमारे महल के सामने से निकल जाएगी। तो इट्स अ कंप्लीट data basically, we can say. In that we have the definition of what data is, where we are getting this data from, and who is there in this data, and how they have processed their barat. So we can say it's a wisdom. जो बीरबल ने इंफॉर्मेशन थी वो कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन थी, जिसमें ये भी था कि वो कहाँ का डेटा था, कौन था, किसके लड़के की शादी हो रही, क्या चीजें हैं। सो that's why that is the important इन अकबर के जो सभा में जो इम्पोर्टेंट सदस्य होता है बीरबल, so it's a story which is relevant with this data converting to the vision. So important thing is here कि how you can get the benefit from the less important is data basically, जहाँ जो सिर्फ एक नॉर्मल डेटा है कि हमको सेंसर का डेटा मिल गया। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सेकंड एग्जांपल लेता हूँ कि अगर मैंने एक एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में एक सेंसर लगा के रखा है, टेम्परेचर सेंसर, and that temperature sensor is giving me output in the range of millivolts, so 250 millivolts, so that is the data, 250 millivolt is the data, but अगर farmer 250 millivolts से क्या समझेगा, he doesn't know about that 250 millivolts, उसके लिए हमको we have to convert that 250 millivolt into the temperature, for example 25 degree centigrade, so now that becomes the information, okay, it's 25 degree centigrade. So how we can convert this into the knowledge 25 degree centigrade from where we have collected, what is the thing which we have deployed there, so that becomes the knowledge. And after getting कि हाँ temperature 25 degree centigrade है, अभी कम है या ज्यादा है, कम है तो मुझे वहाँ पर, या ज्यादा है तो मुझे फॉर एग्जांपल इरिगेशन देना है, या मॉइस्चर लेवल कम है तो मुझे इरिगेशन करना है नहीं करना है, so we can evaluate based on the data which we got. So it's a benefit from data to information to knowledge to understanding to vision. So we have to ask few questions like where this data we have collected, when we have collected this data, whose data is this, what is the data, means what process is there, then that this data becomes the information. And if you ask question relevant, how you have collected data, what is the method of collecting your data, so that becomes your knowledge. And then if you have you evaluate like why we have collected this data, so it gives you the answer and it gives you the basic understanding of the process which we are running. And then after that collecting this data, you can evaluate what you can do by using the collected data. So that was the basic thing. Now what we are expecting from this IoT, so trillions of sensors, devices which we are going to deploy, and then there are billions of smart systems are going to be, deploy in the field, and millions of the applications which we are going to develop by using this IoT technology. So that is the expectation in IoT. So lot of things and lot of devices nowadays, every day new processes are running. So trillions of sensors we are going to deploy in the field. With this we are going to make billions of smart systems and then millions of smart applications by using this IoT technology. Apart from this IoT, we have some other technologies which are playing important role, like in artificial intelligence, big data, Industry 4.0. So Industry 4.0 is a next step of this IoT, where we have different 9 to 10 different new technologies which ease your life in terms of any process control or in terms of agriculture, smart city, smart healthcare. So Industry 4.0 is there, where you can use this IoT, cloud computing, wireless technologies, then automation is there, AI, augmented reality, 3D printing. And then big data again, see, because after getting so many data from the different process, you have to handle this data, how you can handle this data, what are the different method of this handling this data. So like you have this Hadoop is one technology. With this you can manage your data, and nowadays there are a lot of new database and data management systems are available. With this you can manage your data. And this artificial intelligence plays an important role in making decisions. So after collecting this data, you have to make some analysis, and then you have to act accordingly. So that was the basic definition, different definition of this IoT. Now, how this IoT work? Like we Scientech, we have divided this IoT in 5 parts basically, if we can see. So first of all, we have to understand the sensors. So sensor understanding is important because it's a edge device where the sensor will sniff it capture the data from the environment or any process, whatever process you are going to make, or you are going to make some application. This is relevant agriculture, smart city, healthcare. So the sensor plays an important role. So first of all, if you are going to become an IoT engineer, so you have to learn about these sensors, how you can use the sensor, what is the different signal conditioning of the sensor, what are the characteristics of the sensor. So that is one important part. And then second part is gateway. So after collecting this data, you have to learn about the gateway. Gateway is a combination of some communication protocols, either it's wired or wireless. But the second part of this IoT gateway, it is connected with the cloud. So cloud connectivity that we have either through GSM network, Ethernet network, or Wi-Fi network. So here we can say it's a we can say external internet is there to which communicate your sensor data to your cloud services. So the third part is your cloud services, cloud server infrastructure, or we can say it's a big data. So in that again we have discussed like whatever data we are having from the different sensors, we have to manage all the data over here. Manage in terms of we have to define some tables where we can store our data, daily data, monthly data, and then you can do the analytics also. See whatever data you have, you can make some machine learning or deep learning algorithms or any mathematical formulation over there. So with that you can get the accurate, means get the data, whatever data you have collected, you can get the results of that data. How you can whatever data you have get from the sensor, now you have to process the data. So after this processing data, we have another the fourth part is end user application. So in this you need to design some applications, either your HTML application for desktop or for mobile application, iOS application or Android application. So here you have to understand about the sensors, sensor characteristic, and another part is sensor network. Suppose your application is for the agriculture field, so field is large, so you have to deploy number of sensors or number of sensor nodes to capture the or cover the complete field. So sensor and the sensor network, and then third part is your gateway, fourth part is your cloud, and at cloud you have to learn about the database management system, you have to learn about the analytics, you have to learn about the processing capability, and then storage management system. And then also you have to learn about this security kind of system or user management system that is again there a part of this cloud services. And then mobile application, you have to learn about this HTML, PHP, Java, JavaScript, jQuery, so that you can able to make some beautiful application, or you can convert your raw data into useful information by using this end user application. So these are the 4 or 5 building blocks of this IoT. So that is the main or definition of this IoT. Now we are going to discuss about the different application areas and the sensors which we are going to use to make this application as a smart. So with this we can make a smart place to live. Basically we are talking about the smart world. Smart world where we have everything, every process or every segment we are going to make smart by using the sensors, smart technology, IoT. So in if we are talking about the smart world, so there are smart home, smart traffic management, smart roads are there, smart parking, smart light, then smart waste management system, pollution control management system, agriculture, disaster management, water level management system, smart parking, smart health. So these are the it's basically a bigger umbrella of the smart world basically. So if you are going to make a smart world, then you have to learn and you have to understand this IoT in deep. So with this you can make your surroundings, your world as a smart world. So first of all we'll start with this smart agriculture. So in smart agriculture we have different segments like food quality enhancement, greenhouses is there, golf course is there, meteorological stations are there, and compost management systems are there. So these are the different application areas. I'll go fast because there are a lot of application areas where we can utilize or implement this agriculture, or we can say IoT. So these are the different application area, but what are the things which we need to make all these areas smart? So these are the some different sensors. So see, whenever we are making any application as a smart IoT application, we first of all learn about the sensor, because right sensor selection is important for the right application. So for in agriculture, we are having sensors relevant with the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure will plays an important role in agriculture. Then soil temperature sensor is there, solar radiation sensor is there, LDR is there, temperature sensor is there, leaf wetness, humidity, soil moisture. So basically, why we are discussing these sensors? Because whenever you will think of making any application which is relevant with the agriculture, so at least you should know about how many sensors are there and how many sensors we can use to make or to get the data from the different applications areas. Like, so some sensors which is relevant with the trunk, stem and fruit diameter measurement. So you have some LVDT based sensors are there, so you can get the fruit diameter, trunk diameter, then you can get the soil moisture. So these are the different sensors which we can use and utilize to make your agriculture as a smart. Some meteorological station you can deploy, which should have wind direction, wind speed, and then rain gauge sensor. So that is important sensors for your meteorological station network. And if we are talking about the smart animal or smart animal farming, so in short we can say livestock monitoring. So in that you have offspring caring, then animal tracking is there, toxic gas level, because toxic gas level is an important things to measure, because it will give great impact on this animal. So by using this RFID tags, you can track your animals, so you can manage your livestock. You can do the livestock monitoring by using this RFID tracking devices. Then we have some different solutions for tracking, like you can have Wi-Fi, you have RFID, Bluetooth, Zigbee. So you can make some network by using Zigbee, Bluetooth, and RFID, so that you can easily monitor and track your animals. Then we are talking about this toxic gas level, because it is again an important parameter which cause very effect on the health of the livestock. So we have some kind of sensors which is relevant with, like carbon monoxide is an important parameter. So it impact on the respiratory system for any human or animal that gives the impact of to any person on the health of the animal or the person. So that we should have some sensors, like methane sensor is there, NST sensor is there, temperature, humidity. So these are the sensors we can utilize to make some applications relevant with the animal farming. Then the next application area is smart environment. So in this smart environment, we have some working, like Scientech is also working on this few application areas. So whenever you think of any IoT application for environment, so you should have their early detection of forest fire. These are the very challenging area for nowadays. बहुत सारी जगह पर इस चीजों पर काम चल रहा है. We are working with IIIT Lucknow. They are having some ideas to monitor this forest fire detection, and Bandipur forest is there. So they are working for them, Bandipur forest. So they are having sensors. They are going to deploy these sensors, and they are continuously monitoring the data from the sensor, and then they can do the analysis by using this machine learning or algorithms. So we Scientech, we are going to give sensors or devices to monitor them. Then they will make their own applications to monitor this early detection in forest fire, so that by this we can prevent, or we can get the early warning of forest fire. So in that application, we have used carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide sensor, temperature, humidity. Some other sensors are also there. We have given them thermal cameras over there. So with that, you can get the temperature condition or fire condition in the forest. Another segment or area of smart environment is pollution. So everybody, we all are aware about this pollution condition in the India, especially in the Delhi region. So we have different sensors to monitor all this parameter for air pollutant. Like I have not put PM 2.5 and PM 10. That is again important sensor. Then methane, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, PM 2.5, PM 10, and then air quality. So with this, you can measure the quality of air in environment, and then you can make some application which gives you the parameter from the environment. So what you can do, you can make one IoT sensor node that you can collect data from the sensors, and you can relay data to cloud. In a smart environment, again, there is one application area that is early detection of landslide. So these are mostly happen in the Konkan site, where the Konkan railway is there. So they are working on this soil depletion or landslide is there. So we should have some kind of mechanism, some kind of sensors, so that we can make some application for early detection of landslide. Like crack detection sensor is there, crack propagation sensor is there, linear displacement sensor is there, accelerometer will play an important role, soil moisture sensor is there. So these sensors you can utilize to make this early detection of landslide application, and then you can get data, and again you can design your own algorithms to generate some events or alarm. So these are the sensors which we can use to make smart environment application. This is the picture which we have deployed in our Scientech premises. So there we have one sensor node. The sensor node basically is having connected with a few sensors we have connected, and it is solar powered, solar operated, means the battery is there, so it's a solar chargeable thing is there. So we have connected carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and then oxygen, atmospheric pressure, temperature, humidity sensor is there. Some of the sensors which we have connected from other device. So that application we have deployed. And another important segment or area of implementing this IoT is water, because we know we are using this water from drinking to washing to manufacturing products. So people need water everywhere. Every time there is a need of water, either we are having any process industry, any food industry, or agriculture. So water is important for us. So how you can measure the quality of water? What are the different sensors are there? So you can use pH sensor, dissolved oxygen, turbidity. Some other sensors are also there. So conductivity is there, hardness is there. So you can measure the quality, and because this water quality play an important role in agriculture also. If you are having wastewater and you give this wastewater to your crop, then you will not get the good quality of crop. So you can make some application relevant with water quality analysis, like wastewater management is also there. Nowadays, like in Yashwant Sagar, they have some provision of measuring all these parameters. We have given some solution to Dal Jheel. They are having the smart sensor node, and they are having all these sensors to measure the quality of the Dal Jheel water. So that kind of application you can build for our own, like we are talking about this Atmanirbhar Bharat or Atmanirbhar MP. So we can make, being in this educational institute, you can propose some solutions to make this kind of applications to our social benefit. Water leakage is again an important problem area for our society, where we can have a lot of wastage water by using this leakage. So you can use some kind of sensor which with this you can monitor the flow level of different locations, so that you can get the whether the is there any leakage in the pipeline. So by using this flow sensor, or there are some sensors which is relevant with the ultrasonic, or a lot of other sensors are also there. But I am talking about this application area where we can use this IoT. So water leakage is another problem area. Flood detection is again an important area where we can implement this IoT. So like we can put some sensors in this picture you can see there are some one bridge, behind below this there is a rainwater, water is there, river water. So we can implement some of the device over here so that we can measure the level of the flood or level of the water, so that we can get the early detection of that whether we should go through this bridge or not. So we can make some kind of device which we can. There are some devices, but we need to improvisation on the devices so that we can get the accurate results, and we can make some application with that. We can get the exact or correct information for the flood detection. Some application which are relevant with the security emergency in terms of explosive and hazardous gas measurements. So that is basically for the industry segment, where we have different explosive gases are there that cause problems, so that we can have some sensors for that also, like isobutane sensor you can use, ethanol sensors are there, CO2, H2, methane. So with this you can make some application for monitoring this explosive gases. And then another application area which is relevant with the smart city, that is home automation. So nowadays there are a lot of devices are available which gives a benefit of automation, like smart lights are there, smart TVs are there. So you can make some application for home automation where you can monitor, you can give security to your home. You can have some appliances to monitor your energy consumption. You can monitor your water consumption, how you can get this details. So there are some solutions to monitor, like if we are talking about the energy, we have some sensors relevant with the current sensor, so you can monitor the current of the different devices. So with that you can also make some applications relevant with the predictive maintenance. So what is that predictive maintenance? Basically, whenever we monitor the any parameter of any process on any device continuously, and if there are some slightly or some major changes on the parameter, so we can get the health status of that device. So for example, in case of motor vibration analysis, we can do do the current measurement analysis, so that with that we can make some predictive analytics algorithms also. So that sensors you can use for your water and electricity consumption. This e-health is another important aspect of this IoT. In e-health, we have different domain for application areas where you can have fault detection, medical fridges, sportsman care, patient surveillance, ultraviolet radiation measurement. So these are the different application areas which we can use IoT in e-health. So if we are talking about the fault detection, so it's a simple sensor you can use, accelerometer sensor. So that can gives you the exact position of the person if you have this accelerometer sensor. And if we are talking about the sportsman care, so there are many sensors are available. With that you can get the different parameter for any human or any person, like patient. Position sensor is there, that is again accelerometer sensor. Airflow sensor is there, breathing sensor is there, electrocardiogram ECG sensor is there, EMG sensor is there, blood pressure monitoring sensor is there, then body temperature, pulse oximeter, galvanic skin response system. So these are the sensors which are relevant with the healthcare. Basically, if you are going to make some application for healthcare, then we have this. We should have understanding of the sensor, how we can get the data, and how you can make some application for your biomedical or healthcare sector. So that is all about the application areas where we have different sensors, where we have different application areas of IoT. So till now, if you have any question relevant with this, so you can ask. Otherwise, we can move ahead from some more application areas or some other details. Any question, anything which comes in your mind till whatever we have discussed?
Any participants have any doubt?
Sir, I wanted to have, it is not a question exactly. I wanted to have a suggestion like what type of projects can be done so that we can assign some projects to students and all in this IoT.
Yeah, this is what that is why I have discussed all this application area. Like
Yes, sir.
in healthcare, you can make some devices like patient health monitoring system, remote online patient health monitoring system. So for that, you need to tell your students about the sensors. What are the different sensors? How you can make these devices? So in the next session, I'm going to tell you about the hardware kind of thing. So what are the different hardware you need to make your application? In agriculture, we can make some devices to monitor the crop health. Crop health in terms of like either you have to monitor some soil parameters or you have to measure the plant health, like leaf wetness is there, trunk diameter is there. So that kind of devices, you can assign your students some projects which can give like in our Scientech last year, a few students are there from the Maharashtra University. So they have shown interest to make some rain sensor for measurement of rainfall. So there are sensors available in the market, but by using some other technology or other things, you can make your own sensor also. So you can tell your student to learn about the sensors. After learning all these sensors, you can make some application which is relevant with the environment, relevant with the agriculture or healthcare. So that is why I have discussed all these application areas in.
Yes, sir. Very nice. Very nicely you covered these areas. The many applications you have covered.
Yeah. So in this application area, you can assign different projects to your student. Like this in landslide landslide detection. There are various problematic area in the mining area and in the Konkan railway. You can go through the website. There are a lot of work going on. Microsoft is working on the Konkan railway for the Konkan railway only. So
Okay.
that these are the different application areas.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so move ahead. Like now, the question arises: what is smart basically? अभी हमने जितनी बातें करी सब कुछ smart सारे smart environment, smart healthcare, smart city, सब smart की बातें. But what is smart basically? How we can make device as a smart device? So in this picture, you can see if we are talking about the smart definition. So in old definition, we can say if any device which have the computation capacity or the storage capability, so we can say it's a smart device. But in nowadays, the smartness is there. In this picture, you can see. Suppose मैंने अपने किसी स्टूडेंट को बोला यार मुझे एक definition चाहिए, for example XYZ की. So one student can go in library and search all the different books and उसमें ढूंढता रहेगा. But another student is there who is having the now cutting edge device, IoT device, any like mobile phone is there. So with this internet connectivity, so he can go on Google and type or search करके मुझे वो definition फटाफट बता देगा. So it's a smartness basically. So if we are talking about this new definition, so new definition means if you want to make your device as a smart device, so you should give some capabilities like communication and the networking. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना आजकल एक स्मार्ट मार्केटिंग इंजीनियर चाहिए मुझे अपनी टीम के लिए. So how this marketing engineer become a smart? Because he should have these two capability. He should have the communication कि मेरी बात समझाना, मुझे जो भी मेरा प्रोडक्ट है उसको मैं कम्युनिकेट कर पाऊँ. I can communicate with anybody. So communication is the important and the networking. मैं किसी भी जगह में किसी से भी बात कर सकूँ, नेटवर्क क्रिएट कर सकूँ, आपस में एक्सचेंज कर सकूँ information. So that is the smartness basically. So if my marketing engineer will become a smartness if he is having the capability of communication and the networking. So communication in different topology, different languages are there. Networking, in networking we can say different protocols, different medium or mode of communication so that we can have. Now this is what I'm going to tell you about the different components of this IoT. From the device side, if we are taking like previously we have seen all the different applications. Now what are the things or device we need to make all these applications? So first of all, we need things like any device in terms of either you should have application for vehicle, human body, or any electric appliance, anything. Like for example, if you are having a bulb in your home and you want to make that bulb as a smart bulb, then so first of all, your bulb is your device or thing. Okay, so it's a basic part of internal things, and then you have to put some kind of sensors to make this bulb as a smart. So sensors are there. So first of all, first component is device. Second component is your sensor. Sensor either GPS, accelerometer, gyrometer, temperature. In bulb, you can make you can put some sensor which relevant with like proximity sensor or PIR sensor. So you can get the presence of any person or entrance of any person in the room that you can measure by using your bulb. So sensor is an important second parameter of IoT component. Then actuator. So after getting data from sensor, if you want to actuate something like motor is there, LED bulb is there, speaker is there, or anything, any device which you want to control. So you should have some kind of actuator. Actuator in terms of relay. So device, sensor, actuator. These are the three important. Now all these three will connect with your CPU board. So there are these popular CPU boards are there. Like your Arduino is very much popular, Raspberry Pi. These two are the very popular nowadays for education field because these are having very good support in terms of library, in terms of interfacing, or in terms of applications. So we need one kind of hardware where we can connect all these three things: sensor, actuator, and your sensor device. So in terms of CPU, we have Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Intel Edition. There are some boards from the Texas Instrument, some boards from the MediaTek. For higher end application, we have this all three different boards or CPU boards are there. Then we should have some knowledge about the operating system. See, if you are making some basic application like LED on off based on some sensors, so that is the basic application. But if you have a number of sensors are there and you have different sensors and you want to make the you do the processing based on the different sensor parameter, then you need some kind of operating system to manage different applications. For on a single device, if you are having multiple tasks to do, then your single controller or application software won't do all the things. For that, you need to have some kind of operating system mechanism. So, in our for our student, we should tell about them to learn about this different operating system. Linux is there. FreeRTOS is important because most of the applications which we are doing for the time slicing, then we can use this FreeRTOS kind of operating system. So these 5 things are important at the device side to learn. First of all, sensors, actuator, different CPU boards, then the operating system, programming language with the C, C++, basic knowledge of some software level with the Java, core Java. So that you can have. Python is again important for this making application in Raspberry Pi, where you can have cloud interfacing facilities also there. So these are the important components at device side. So you can tell your student to learn all these things. These are the sensors which are relevant with the agriculture that we have already discussed, like temperature sensor, humidity sensor. So these are the sensor. If we are talking about the agriculture, so we can have. You all are aware about these sensors, but this is the most important sensor. वोलेटाइल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड. सी जब भी जैसे मैम जैसे बोल रहे थे आप एप्लीकेशन एरिया, तो हमारे जो एग्रीकल्चर है उसमें 2-3 एप्लीकेशन एरिया जैसे हैं जहां पर हमको काम करने की जरूरत है, जिसमें हम लोग अभी भी प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हैं. एनपीके एक इंपॉर्टेंट पैरामीटर है. दीज आर द न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो हमको मेजरमेंट करना है सेंसर से. अभी भी जो प्रोसेस है एनपीके मेजरमेंट का वो केमिकल बेस्ड प्रोसेस हो रही है. देयर आर नो एग्जैक्ट सेंसर आर अवेलेबल टू मेजर ऑल दिस 3 पैरामीटर एनपीके. So we can assign some task to your student, like you can measure this NPK by using some sensors. So there are some mechanisms, there are some methods to measure this NPK values. But this volatile organic compound sensor will play an important role whenever your plant is affected from any disease. जब भी हमारा जैसे कोई भी प्लांट या क्रॉप है वो जब डिसीज होता है उसमें, तो एक मैंने रिसर्च आर्टिकल पढ़ा था, उसमें बताता है कि उसमें जेस्मोनिक गैस निकलता है. जेस्मोनिक इज अ टाइप ऑफ गैस. वो गैस हम डिफरेंट ये सेंसर्स से नहीं पता कर सकते. So then there are this VOCs and sensor is there, so it will understand this jasmonic gas, and we can get the proper information about the crop. Is there any disease in the plant or not? So you can use this VOC sensor for measurement of this jasmonic gas. Then some sensors which are relevant with the photosynthesis, nitrogen phosphate that we have already. These are the NPK, and then solar radiation. So these are the different sensors for agriculture. Why I have put this slide, because we have discussed about this sensor now, so we have to learn these three things also. So whenever you have all these sensors, you should know about the amplifiers, different converters, different filters. See, most of the sensors gives output in the terms of voltage only, but few sensors are available like soil moisture. Few sensors which gives output in terms of capacitance, in terms of current. So we have to understand how we can convert current into voltage, or either frequency into voltage. There are few sensors which gives output in millivolts only. Like if I'm talking about the thermocouple gives output in millivolts. 1 millivolts means 25 degrees centigrade. 1.25 millivolts means 30 degrees centigrade approximately. So अभी जो भी हमारा कंट्रोलर रहेगा वो इतनी लो वैल्यू को नहीं समझ पाएगा. Then what we need to do? We need to amplify these signals. So there are few amplifiers. Instrumentation amplifier is there, power amplifier is there, current amplifier. So these are the different signal conditioning which we learn, or we should know to interface whenever we are using any sensor. So that's why I have put this slide over here. So after getting any sensor, because see right now there are because of this Arduino and the Raspberry Pi, there are a lot of sensors are available which gives you output in the directly in form of voltage. पर स्टूडेंट वो समझ नहीं पाता. जैसे आप सॉइल मॉइस्चर सेंसर ले लिया, बट उसका आउटपुट आपको सीधे 0 to 5 मिलीवोल्ट में मिल गया. बट व्हाट इज द बेसिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक और व्हाट इज बेसिक सिग्नल कंडीशनिंग यू हैव डन ओवर देयर एट द सेंसर साइड टू गेट द आउटपुट इन द वोल्टेज. सो दैट दीज आर द डिफरेंट थिंग्स व्हिच वी नो टू मेक योर सेंसर गिव्स इन द प्रॉपर वैल्यू, व्हिच विद दैट यू कैन रीड द डेटा फ्रॉम टू योर Arduino or Raspberry Pi. Now the second part is at network side. So we have different medium of communication. Like we should know about the 2G, 3G, 4G communication. We should have some information about the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, DAS. These are different communication protocol, or we can say it's a medium access connectivity protocols which connect. So after this first slide, now here you have make one device, that is your one hardware. In that you have one microcontroller which is connected with the sensors, and there is one any devices, their sensors are connected and they are giving you the readings with your microcontroller, and you have actuator over here, and you have OS, either Arduino or Raspberry Pi, anything. So now till here you have made your one node, सेंसर नोड. यहाँ पर हमने एक सेंसर नोड बना लिया जिसमें हमारा सेंसर कनेक्ट हो गया, आपका एक्चुएटर कनेक्ट हो गया, एक Arduino का बोर्ड ले लिया हमने, उसके साथ कनेक्ट कर लिया. अब हमको उसको कम्युनिकेट करना है, तो उसके लिए वी हैव डिफरेंट कम्युनिकेशन मीडिया. तो ये हम फिजिकल लेयर के ऊपर अगर बात करें तो सेल्युलर हो गया आपका, वाईफाई, ब्लूटूथ, जिग्बी. अगर हम एप्लीकेशन लेयर के प्रोटोकॉल्स की बात करें तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास डिफरेंट वी हैव प्रोटोकॉल्स लाइक MQTT, COAP, XAMPP. I'll go detail in these different protocols and their communication models in next session. So here just I will give you the brief details what are the different protocols we need to learn to make your device communicate with your network. Then a gateway and internet. So these are the components from the network side, and some IoT components for framework. This framework is software basically. It's a software thing. This Google vWave is very popular, so it's a software basically where you can seamlessly connect your device and they can communicate with each other. It's a framework, it's a software framework which manages your devices which can exchange information by using this platform. So these are the different frameworks. So whenever you design any application which gives your upload your data to cloud, so you should have a little bit knowledge about this frameworks. So that is just for the information. And then the cloud is again important, because after making your sensor node which communicate through different physical or application layer, then you have to store your data to cloud. So Amazon Web Services, AWS is popular, Azure is popular, IBM Bluemax is there, Google Cloud. There are a lot of clouds are available. I have put some few names which is popular. So you should have some knowledge about this cloud as well. So I'll give you the one basic demonstration about one cloud where we can how we can manage data, what are the different components are there at cloud. So अभी हम जो नेक्स्ट सेशन है उसमें आपको सबसे पहले मैं क्लाउड कैसे लॉगिन करना है, वहाँ पर कैसे डेटाबेस मैनेज होता है, वो सारा आपको मैं एक छोटा सा डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दूंगा इसका. So that cloud is important. These are the different components to make any devices and communicate your data from sensor to cloud. And if we are talking about the generic block diagram of IoT devices, so what are the different components we should have, or we can say peripherals we have to make your generic IoT devices. So there are some kind of memory should be there. There should some connectivity in terms of USB, RS-232, RJ45, Ethernet. It should have some CPU that we have already discussed. If you are having some application relevant with the audio, video, image processing, then you should have some HDMI or audio video interface. Again, that graphic card should be there if you are having some application with relevant with the vision or image processing. You should have some kind of I/O interface so that you can interface your sensor and actuator, along with these important communications, so that if you want to communicate with the external world, so you should have UART, SPI, I2C, CAN. CAN is for popular for the automobile basically. So if your sensor is having SPI interface or I2C interface, then you should have these interfaces in your device. So we can say it's a generic block diagram of any IoT devices, which we can have these different peripherals in making any IoT devices. So I think simple is the time. That I'll cover in the second session. वैभव सर,
Yes, Rajiv.
अभी ब्रेक देना है या फिर कंटिन्यू करना है सर, क्या है अभी टाइम?
अभी 11:30 हुआ है, ब्रेक देते हैं आधे घंटे का, फिर से 12 बजे से कंटिन्यू कर लेते हैं.
चलेगा सर.
12 से फिर 1:30 बजे तक अपन कर लेंगे.
चलेगा सर, ठीक है. तो हाँ, अभी ब्रेक देते हैं और मैं इसके बाद जो है क्लाउड और एक आर्डिनो का प्रोग्राम लेके, एंड देन आई हैव सम devices along with me in this premises, if you can see. So I'll give you some brief introduction about how we can have all these devices, and I'll discuss with some case study so that you can learn or you can understand how we can get the benefit of this IoT technology.
ठीक है, तो participants we have a break for half an hour. Then we'll rejoin at 12 noon. The important announcement for all the participants: tomorrow there is a slightly change in the schedule. So first we have a lecture from Kirti on 10 to 11:30. Then from 11:45 to 12:45 you have a online feedback and a quiz. So after that we have a last session is of Sharat from Kiran Robotics, and the session is from 11 to 2:30. So all are requested to be present during the feedback and the quiz session. It is compulsory to be there or to be attend the quiz session. Okay, so we have a brief and then we'll rejoin at the 12.